Good evening, everyone. As the flames flicker and cast shadows that dance in the cold night air, I want to share with you a tale that has echoed through the cobbled streets of Scotland for centuries. This is a story from the heart of Edinburgh, a city draped in history, mystery, and more than its share of ghostly apparitions. Tonight, I invite you to turn your attention to the towering fortress perched high atop Castle Rock, Edinburgh Castle. But while it stands as a symbol of strength and history, within its ancient stone walls lurks something far more sinister. This isn't just a place of kings and warriors. No, Edinburgh Castle is a place where the lines between the living and the dead blur, and the past refuses to stay buried. For centuries, strange sounds, chilling apparitions, and whispered tales of those who never left have haunted these battlements. Tonight, we'll unravel the legend of the piper who vanished beneath the castle, the headless drummer whose rhythm still echoes on the eve of disaster, and the ghost of a tragic lady burned at the stake, whose sorrow is felt long after her death. So gather round, settle in, and prepare to be transported to one of the most haunted locations in the world. I'm Mason from Shah TV, and this is the story of the ghosts of Edinburgh Castle. Let's dive into the shadows and discover what lingers within. Gather around the campfire, everyone, and let me share with you a tale that's been whispered through the centuries, a story from the heart of Scotland, where the mist hangs low and the past feels just a breath away. It's the legend of the ghosts of Edinburgh Castle, a fortress that stands perched atop Castle Rock, looming over the city like a silent guardian. Edinburgh Castle isn't just any old stronghold. It's a place steeped in history, where battles were fought, kings and queens lived and died, and secrets were buried deep within its stone walls. But among all the tales of bravery and betrayal, there are stories of a different kind, stories of spirits that refuse to rest. One of the most famous legends is that of the Lone Piper. You see, beneath the castle lies a network of hidden tunnels, some say extending for miles, weaving their way through the darkness beneath the city streets. Hundreds of years ago, these tunnels were discovered, but no one knew where they led. To solve the mystery, a young bagpiper was sent to explore them. Playing his pipes as he walked, the sound would guide those above ground to track his progress. So, with the haunting notes of his bagpipes echoing through the tunnels, the boy set off, and the townsfolk followed the music from above, listening intently. But suddenly, the music stopped, abruptly and without warning. The people waited, ears straining, but the pipes remained silent. A search party was sent into the tunnels, but the piper had vanished without a trace. No one ever saw him again. Since that day, it's said that on quiet nights, if you walk near the castle or along the Royal Mile, you might hear the faint, ghostly sound of bagpipes wafting up from the depths below. Some believe it's the spirit of the lost piper, forever wandering the dark tunnels trying to find his way home. But he's not the only one who lingers in Edinburgh Castle. There's also the tale of the headless drummer. The first recorded sighting dates back to 1650, when the castle was under threat from Oliver Cromwell's forces. On the eve of an attack, soldiers reported seeing a headless figure drumming through the corridors, the sound echoing ominously. The apparition was seen as a warning, and sure enough, the castle soon faced one of its fiercest sieges. The headless drummer hasn't been seen often, but whenever he appears, it's considered a harbinger of doom for the castle. Witnesses describe him as a young boy, headless yet somehow aware, his hands skillfully beating a rhythm that sends chills down the spine. Then there's the Grey Lady, believed to be the spirit of Janet Douglas, Lady Glamis, accused of witchcraft by King James V, a charge likely fabricated due to political rivalries. She was imprisoned in the castle and met a tragic end, burned at the stake in 1537. Her restless spirit is said to roam the halls, a figure cloaked in grey, her presence accompanied by a profound sense of sadness. Many have felt sudden drops in temperature or a soft touch on the shoulder when no one else is around. Venturing deeper into the castle's past, the dungeons tell their own grim stories. During the Napoleonic Wars, the vaults held prisoners of war under dire conditions. Some of these unfortunate souls never saw daylight again. Visitors today have reported hearing anguished whispers and seeing shadowy figures lurking in the corners. The air in these underground chambers feels thick, heavy with the weight of suffering endured long ago. Even the castle's dog cemetery, a small garden where the beloved canine companions of officers were laid to rest, is not without its mysteries. Some have witnessed the apparition of a black dog roaming the grounds, its eyes glowing softly in the darkness before disappearing into the night. In 2001, an extensive paranormal investigation was conducted, one of the largest of its kind. Researchers and volunteers spent 10 days exploring the castle's nooks and crannies, many unaware of the specific haunted histories of the areas they were investigating. Astonishingly, numerous participants reported unexplained phenomena, sudden feelings of intense fear, unseen presences brushing past them, and sightings of indistinct shapes flitting around corners. One volunteer recounted walking through a room when she felt something tug at her backpack. Turning around, she found no one there. Another felt a burning sensation on his arm, only to discover scratch marks that hadn't been there moments before. Such accounts added layers to the castle's already rich tapestry of supernatural lore. Skeptics might say it's all stories, the product of overactive imaginations fueled by the castle's imposing atmosphere. But spend an evening within those ancient walls, and you might start to wonder. The castle seems alive in its own right, the stones holding memories of times long past. Perhaps it's the castle's long and tumultuous history that stirs the spirits, a place that has seen countless battles, hosted royals and prisoners alike, and stood as a silent witness to both glory and despair. Or maybe there's something about Edinburgh itself, a city where the old meets the new, its cobblestone streets winding like veins through a landscape steeped in legend. So, next time you're in Edinburgh, take a moment as the sun sets and the shadows grow long. Stand near the castle's grand facade, close your eyes, and listen. You might hear the distant skirl of bagpipes or feel the faintest brush of a hand against your arm. And if you do, remember the stories I've told you tonight. These tales remind us that history isn't just dates and names in a book. It's alive, breathing in the places where events unfolded, carried forward by the stories we share. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the power of such legends to connect us to the past and to each other. So here's to the mysteries that keep us wondering, the whispers that make us lean in a little closer, and the shadows that play at the edges of our sight. The world is full of stories waiting to be told, and tonight we've shared just a few. As the fire begins to fade and the chill of the night creeps closer, we're left to reflect on the eerie legends of Edinburgh Castle. The stories of the lost piper, the headless drummer, and the sorrowful grey lady remind us that this ancient fortress is more than just stone and mortar. It is a place where the past lingers, where the spirits of those who lived, fought, and died within its walls still seem to whisper through the corridors. Whether you believe in ghosts or simply enjoy the thrill of a good story, Edinburgh Castle holds a unique place in both history and legend. It stands as a monument to battles fought, kings crowned, and lives lost. And perhaps if you listen closely, it still tells the tales of those who remain, unseen but ever present. Thank you for joining me tonight as we ventured into the haunted heart of Scotland. If you've enjoyed this journey through the shadows, be sure to subscribe to Char TV for more tales that explore the unknown. I'm Mason, wishing you a good night, and remember, if you ever find yourself near Edinburgh Castle as the sun sets, listen carefully. You might just hear the faint echo of bagpipes or the steady beat of a long-forgotten drum. Until next time, sleep well.